Welcome to another Four Eyes and the Giant presents the weekend review. This is the show where we're going to be just reviewing films that we see over the week at the weekend because we don't have the sources available to us that we did to do the usual format of the show, but we will soon, hopefully. Hopefully, we'll be able to return. But yes, today is the 31st of July. It's a Saturday, and yesterday on the 30th of July, Friday, two films come out. Jungle Cruise, which we also reviewed. You can go check that out on the channel. And today's film, The Suicide Squad.
Very excited for this one. This is one of the ones
Yeah.
I've been most anticipating for the entire year, and it was surreal watching it in a cinema. I was like, I don't think I stopped smiling the entire way through.
Hmm.
I was so looking forward to this, and I'm so glad it's here and we get to talk about it. And I'm just, yeah, I can't tell you how happy I am with the end result.
Written and directed by James Gunn, The Suicide Squad is a standalone sequel to the 2016 Bin Fire and once again follows the ever cruel Amanda Waller's Task Force X, led again by Joel Kinnaman's Randall Flagg and Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, but joined by a whole new roster of D-list supervillains including Peacemaker, played by John Cena, Bloodsport, played by Idris Elba, and King Shark, a walking, talking great white voiced by Sylvester Stallone. I have never seen a filmmaker have so much fun making a film. You could tell that Warner Brothers really just let James Gunn go and just do whatever he wanted.
They put the money in
And
little bags, put them on the table, just shoved them across to them and said, "Go and fucking do it, man. Go and
make
go
what
and
you
make it."
want. Yeah. I think yeah, with this film and with the Batman, I feel like they've realized that they can be an R-rated alternative to Marvel, and it would work in their favor because DC has always been a sort of darker comic
Yeah,
brand. Um, so yeah, if they can be the comic films for adults, I think that would work in much more than them trying to be like the MCU.
for sure. And they definitely lean hard into this. This is a hard R. At least in my opinion,
Yes.
I thought this was a very hard R. I was surprised in some scenes it was still a 15. Like that's where where I was at with it. It was very intense. He doesn't hold back on the violence in such a way that I mean, I watched it with my mum. My mum was like I didn't. I just laughed all the way through it because I just knew how much how much James Gunn would have been overjoyed to have, like in the opening scene with the boomerangs, Captain Boomerang throwing all those fucking boomerangs on the beach and splitting
Hmm.
people's buddies' heads open. Oh, what? And yeah, the action set pieces in general. You want to talk about the action set pieces really quickly because Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
man, what a fucking film! Like the opening scene alone with
Hmm.
on the beach
Yeah,
is one of the
you got people, their faces exploding. You got lots of like people being sliced up. Um, yeah, it's very much yeah. As I
they.
say, it's James Gunn. They're like, can I do this?
Hmm.
Yeah. Can I do this? Yeah. They're like, just do whatever you want. Make
Yeah,
a fun film. Um, and yeah,
and then
it's
yeah,
great to see in the superhero genre.
the dynamic between the characters as well is really interesting, and I think that's one of the kind of leans into the other action set piece I love the most. Where I really loved the relationship. I loved the relationship between Idris Elba and John Cena. I thought that was
Hmm.
Bloodsport and Peacemaker's little kind of feud going on. Was really funny to me, and they do that. They have a have a basically a dick measuring contest on the best kill, and that was another scene that just fucking blew me away. Yeah. Oh god, it just got. I don't know. It's just it was such a. I'm so jealous of you because you got to double bill them because I thought that was such a it would be such a great double bill of movies. Where just a continuous 4 hours of fun. You know, 4 and a bit
Hmm.
hours of fun, just back to back. I would have loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, this film is also it was shot by Henry Braham, who also did the cinematography of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And although there's not a lot of shots you can pick out and say, "Oh, this was shot for IMAX." I would implore you to see this film on the biggest screen you can, because there's just some marvelous sequences and shots that fill the frame and look
Hmm.
fantastic on a big screen. So go see it on the biggest screen.
And don't
You
sit right at the front
absolutely can. Yeah.
because you'll miss all of it.
Yeah, don't do that. Polka Dot Man was a highlight of this film. Um, I knew what was going to happen to him. It was one of my big predictions based on the trailers.
That's one of the things as well. Polka Dot Man is the best character there, but there's you find yourself feeling sorry for them, despite them being absolutely horrific people. There's a lot
Mm,
of sympathy giving to these villains, which is maybe not good, but at the same time, I guess that's what he was going for. I guess, but
yeah. Although for Polka Dot Man, you don't actually find out why he's
yeah,
in prison. You don't find out what he did wrong. I'm guessing just because he's a villain. He's probably just a
yeah,
villain. Um, and yeah, you were talking about Idris Elba and John Cena, Bloodsport and Peacemaker. It's fun that they acknowledge that they are pretty much the same character and they have the
yeah,
same skills, but there are reasons for it. They do explain, not verbally, but there is reasons why they are on the same team. And yeah, it's quite fun. And James Gunn, he's such a master. He made Randall Flagg likable, who is only reason in the first Suicide Squad film. He was just there for exposition.
hmm
Um, so him actually having a personality and having a fun dynamic with Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, and Bloodsport, it was great. It was fantastic.
I don't know. There's a lot of stakes. I mean, you get obviously you get the message early on. No one's safe. So there's a lot of feeling sort of like feeling a lot of sympathy for these characters, and then being worried that they will meet their demise because the opening is very much a going, okay, don't trust me for the next 2 hours. You don't know who's going to make out alive, and I really appreciated that because I really appreciated
Mm.
that you weren't entirely sure who was going to make it. So there's lots of close calls for the entire thing. You're just sort of going, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. But yeah, oh
Yeah.
man. How good is King
Uh,
Shark, by the way? How like
I
his
loved him. And he looked
yeah,
amazing. He was
he looked incredible.
it's so much detail of the shark skin. Um, and yeah, his he was hilarious. He was pretty much the Groot of this film.
Yeah,
And also the Drax, although John Cena was pretty much the Drax.
yeah.
But yeah, he was fantastic, and he had there's a bit where he's standing. I won't say what happens, but he's standing in an aquarium, and the score is amazing, and that's another thing we have to talk about, the soundtrack, because James Gunn always has this big he loves the soundtracks in films, and yeah, he wasn't tied to any time periods for this one.
Nope.
He has like Johnny Cash, he had the Fratellis. Um, yeah, it was a fantastic one.
He did it without he did the needle drops. But I guess it's because he wasn't forced. Do you know what I mean? Like he could have done a score all by himself if he wanted to, but he didn't need to. I mean, that was one of the things David Ayer
Mhm.
complained about was the fact that he was forced to put radio songs in this, and he complained about it in a big statement he released a couple of days ago. With the release of this
Yeah,
movie, and yeah, the difference is night and day in terms of the actual soundtrack.
yes. But he said James Gunn said that this was his favorite soundtrack he's done. I wouldn't say it's his best personally, but it was still quite good, and the way that this film is presented, and it's told in sort of chapters and it jumps around in time, and it's quite fun how they've designed the way that they announce the chapters and everything, and it's quite clever. And I would love to see Yeah, as soon as I stopped watching, as soon as it ended, I wanted to watch it all over again. That's how much
Yeah,
I loved it. It's the best. It's the best DCEU film. I would say it's my favorite DC film overall.
you wouldn't or would?
I would.
Okay, yes, I'm of the same opinion. Um, it's the best and my favorite. So
But
easy.
what about The Dark Knight?
It's not that good. Maybe we're all a bit obsessed with Heath Ledger's performance.
It's
Maybe
only
we're just
because of
all a
Heath
bit.
Ledger's performance. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's fantastic. I can't wait for. I hope they do the Suicide Squad 2. I cannot wait for the Peacemaker series.
Yes.
Um, whether that be set before or after.
How many?
Yeah,
How many out of five, Jordy? How many out of five? Go on.
I'm
Go
at
on quickly.
five, and I won't give it five. I'll give it 4.75.
Jesus
Four and
Christ.
three quarter stars.
I would give it 4.5, but my scale is different to yours. I don't do the quarters.
I just do quarters because it shows that it's like the best it can be, but it's not one of the best films ever. What's this film currently on Rotten Tomatoes? Has it gone down at all?
97. I believe it's a
Then
97.
they confirmed it was
Fresh. It can't go
fresh at
unfresh.
96. So yeah, it's a 97. It's gone up. Fantastic.
As
So
it
it's
should.
still the highest rated. That's fun. That's fantastic. That's magical. That's suicide. No, that doesn't work.
That's the Suicide Squad.
That's this. It was the friends we made along the way. Um, thank you for watching. I guess go watch the Jungle Cruise review. What did you think of Suicide Squad? You can tweet us at Real Jordi Steele, at Four Eyes Giant, at Ohio Films. Cameron, where can they find you?
At Kanzo OG or on 35 Minute Movies, the YouTube channel. All this information is down below. So just go and have a gander down there, I believe.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I hope you have a lovely week. See you next weekend.